Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the quarterfinals of the winner bracket. We are moving right along after that crazy round one match. We are back to Weddel Island. This time we have two different teams playing, and I will Spiff introduce our first team.
All right, I'm going to change it up and start in the far south this time. Representing Team Cucumber, it is Foxtermelon, spawning in as the Green Aeon Commander, going for a very fast air factory here. Excuse me. And his teammate, spawning in as the yellow UEF Commander, it is Zadaika, who I'm thinking, yep, he's queuing up a few C factories here. So pretty classic strategy here, given the factions. And Nite, who are they playing against?
Their opponents are called the Simp Chimps. These names just keep on coming, don't they? We have our teal UEF commander with the name of Valor. He's plopping down 2 naval factories, just like his opponent is. And his teammate is the Aeon white commander. It is Frost, who should have an advantage on this team. He's opening up with a double air factory. Thank you so much. Oh, go ahead.
Valor's C factories are quite a bit quicker than Zadaika's, so he's already got a couple of 3 subs out before Zadaika has even 1.
Yes, but Zadaika is prioritizing economy, which I think in the long run is not a huge deal on this map. But still, I think if he manages to hold this push, or if Valor continues sitting back, then it doesn't really matter too much. Thank you very much, guys, for continuing to watch us. We still have a lot of subcom remaining. We're going to try to bring you as many games as we can, but obviously there's simultaneous games happening at the same time. We can only pick a few games. So if you have any game you want us to cast, you can for sure request it. But chances are, you know, we already have kind of a schedule set forward and we have to keep the tournament moving along. So I did want to thank the recent donation from Frost, $1. Thank you so much, Frost. And he's actually playing in this game right now. And then Valor is telling me he'll donate pretty soon as well. So very exciting stuff. So far, both teams are just sitting back. I would have expected Valor to be a little more aggressive. Looks like Zadaika, though, is going to be on the front foot here, sending his submarines to the left side of the map. I don't think he's going to send them around the back, but I think he's going to target down those outer mass extractors. What do you think?
A little hard to say based on where he has... Oh, now he's sending them back. I don't know. I think they're just more or less scouting out to see what they can find here and making sure that there's nothing coming in. I don't see a radar or a sonar for Team Cucumber right now. So yeah, I think he's really just scouting around to see what's going on.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you would scout with submarines there, though, because they did send planes. Foxtermelon sent a Weddel Isles there. I don't know. There's that sonar, though, going up for Valor, so not bad.
Yeah, you know, I don't play this map very much. I just don't remember exactly what the range of that sonar is. I think it's pretty big, isn't it?
It is pretty big, but I think, yeah, it's where that arrow went down, I'm pretty sure. Where those 2 arrows, I think that's what he's pinging, actually, is the range of that. And I don't think it can reach that sonar installation from Zadaika.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. More air factories coming down for Frost. Foxtermelon's still just sitting back on 2. I wonder where his... Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
never mind.
That's the third one. And also, Zadaika is going to be plopping down a research station, which means that Valor will probably be able to get another naval factory before him. No. Okay, never mind. What do I know? Valor is probably floating quite a bit of mass then right now.
Well, no, because remember, he filled in his mass extractors slower.
That is true. Another sonar installation. Okay, so just a... Yeah, I would honestly just prioritize naval. But then again, did they scout? I didn't see a plane going out for Frost.
There was a plane that went over there. I'm not sure how much it saw, but I did see it returning on the right-hand side.
Okay, so
they did scout at least a little bit.
Okay, so that's good. So they should know there's naval. So then I would definitely, as Frost, try to prioritize getting a third naval. I think he can see it now on his sonar installation, that third naval factory for sure. And at this point, Zadaika is just going to start shooting ahead in not only units here, as he's actually throwing down in his fourth. Yeah, Valor is most definitely floating quite a bit of mass. He's also going to be shooting ahead in research as well, because that research station is on the field also. Valor, what are you doing? You need to throw down a naval factory now, yesterday, preferably.
Right there in the center wouldn't be a terrible spot.
Okay, so he throws one in the back. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not sure if he knows that he can build with his commander up there.
Well, both commanders are sitting here, and I think a factory with a shield and a torpedo bay would be a nice protection for their commander right there.
Yeah, naval fights with Aeon and UEF, like mirror matches like this, can get very, very interesting, especially with WEF, because what happens is the meta is to bring both commanders up there, and the way that torpedoes work is quite weird, in my opinion. They kind of, against ACUs or other ground, non-naval, maybe even naval targets as well, they kind of start circulating, and sometimes they don't even hit, I think. So that's why the ACUs are being brought up front. You might think, oh my goodness, that's a lot of what are they called? Submarines that can snipe an ACU, which is technically correct. I think they could probably maybe two-shot the ACUs under normal conditions, but since the torpedoes kind of behave so strangely, they're not in as much of a risk. We do see what are these? Cruisers. I always confuse them with destroyers. Cruisers making their way out. You made that mistake
on the last Weddel map we had.
Oh, I did? Did I say destroyers?
You did, yeah.
Oh my goodness, of course I did. It's okay. I think I got the Weddel and the Wasp thing correctly now. The Weddel is for UEF and the Wasp is for Aeon. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
Yes, you're 100% correct, mate.
Okay, only half of Valor's subs are currently surfaced. This is not good. You should also be submerged when you're on this offensive. No bombing run from Frost.
I mean, the surface guns do add quite a bit of DPS.
Yeah, and what are the ACUs doing? Frost, maybe they don't know about the ACU thing? Then that begs the question, why the heck was Frost up here in the first place? Or maybe they're just realizing that they've completely lost its position.
I think that's what it is.
But I don't think it's as bad as they think it is. Those ACUs can do quite a bit of damage. But I do think it's a mistake to go this many cruisers before kind of figuring out where you are in the matchup. Yeah, and despite having a bit slower factories from Zadaika, he manages to completely overwhelm his opponent. Frost calls ZG, and I agree with him. That is game one. Zadaika managed to spam a lot of submarines and managed to get the win. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was game one. We'll be back to game two in just a moment.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the quarterfinals. We've got game two of our round two matchup here. This is Spiff, by the way, joining Nite of Misfortune. Nite, why don't you go ahead and introduce our first team?
Alright, well, let's start in the top right-hand corner of Iskellian Coast. We have our Simp Chimps, with Frost being our air player, spawning as an Aeon in the orange color and plopping down one air factory. His teammate already going one naval factory. It is our teal UEF commander. with the name of Valor. And who are their opponents, Spiff?
Keeping going right on down the line here, spawning in is the White Aeon Commander, and hailing from Team Cucumber, it is Foxtermelon, who has started off with a research station before going for that factory. So I wonder if Fox is anticipating this naval opening, and he wants to get torpedoes as quickly as possible. And Fox's teammate, spawning in as the yellow UEF commander, it is Zadaika, who has thrown down a couple of quick air factories, as most people would probably expect from the player in the back spot.
So a couple of very interesting things. Sorry, Spiff. Zadaika did not scout right away that it's naval factory, so it is going to be a little bit of a delay, which isn't super crucial. But we were playing practice matches with Valor yesterday with the team, and I did this build against him. This is exactly the same thing that I did. Even down to building just one cruiser. I wonder if he's just giving me a shout out. Nah, probably not.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure if this is what Fox was expecting, or if he's just figures he can get away with a research station.
I think he figures he can get away with a research station, and I actually don't necessarily agree that it's the right way to counter naval. I mean, yes, if you can get to teleport eventually, but because he's down on production a little bit, he can't really push out as easily, and it's fairly easy, I want to say, to hold a Aeon advance in this situation here. So this destroyer, oh, god damn it, I did it again. This cruiser is going to get some damage. We already see it taking out one mass extractor. Foxtermelon is utilizing his, hover ability to send an MML over there, which is the correct way. But Valor is also doing the right thing by not expanding to that mass point. Well, at least not right away. And actually, in this case, I think I would just not even bother with it. And it's kind of interesting to see this asymmetry, where obviously the Cucumber team has UEF as air, and the Simp Chimps have Aeon as air. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, so far, UEF air is predictably dominating. So much so that Zadaika's already squeezing out some bombers here and there where he can.
Yeah. You know, that might not be necessarily a huge deal, especially with some anti-air from the cruiser right now, but it's all going to come down how they can engage with the air over AA, I think.
Well, I'll tell you this, seeing that Valor has gone for this cruiser first, Fox felt pretty comfortable that he wasn't going to get pushed and put down another research station before building a third factory.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good move.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, definitely teleport will be powerful, and Valor, the most important thing now is going to be to keep moving this cruiser down to the south and do the same thing that Foxtermelon is trying to do. Not a good air engagement from Frost, unfortunately. He's going to lose his air here, and that is a pretty big blow. And that is actually very, very significant.
That's the second time this game his air has been reset.
Oh, I completely missed this engagement. I don't know what I was doing. Probably just scratching my butt. But yeah, okay, so Valor is sending that cruiser down, so that is good. That is good.
And meanwhile, he's pushing up the center bridge here, and Fox is regrouping back at his factories. Doesn't look like he's going to put on too much of a fight for the choke point.
Yeah, at least not right now. And we all know Fox's micro capabilities, and he can actually do a very good job in the open. I think he's probably suspecting some Demolisher things to be coming his way.
That would make sense. But I don't see any Demolishers in this army. Oh, there's one. 2. So really not that many.
I wonder if Frost... Well, I think he just unlocked them. But I wonder if Frost is going to be cheeky enough to try and reclaim this mobile missile launcher.
Shotjas and tanks. Excellent combination. Tanks literally just tank, and the Shotjas sit behind them and shoot stuff. I like it.
Yep, if controlled properly. If you don't split him like I think he's doing right now, then it can actually be a detriment, to be completely honest.
A couple of control groups, you'll be fine.
I think Frost was trying to do that, actually. He was trying to reclaim, but unfortunately he can't catch that MML. Okay, so Frost is moving his air forward, and Zedaika hasn't really noticed yet. Okay, Zedaika is moving his air back, but... Alright, no, Frost is not going to utilize the positioning here.
I think Frost is just... He's put down this forward factory, he's getting this next factory. He's just positioning these for good AA coverage, because this is kind of like what we had a few games ago, where I think it was actually our very first game today, wasn't it? Where the Cyber and Air was just going to be way behind unless it had a lot of support.
Yeah, and this cruiser is getting a lot done here, but unfortunately Valor is not keeping it moving. He does manage to get the engineer. That's actually pretty big. Oh, yeah, look at that! One. There was a SAC cap on that MML. Now there's a UEF hovering MML. Oh my god, that is an absolutely absurd amount of Shotjas there. Valor's gonna back up. Oh god.
I like this though, half tank, half Shotja. Yeah. It's a really effective ratio.
Yeah, hard to deal with for sure. You need way more P shields for this, or you need the proper micro. Demolishes are actually very nice against Shotjas, though, if you can get a nice engagement. They
can work, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't absolutely hate this position for Simp Chimps. Even though they lost air, up until teleport, I think I actually like their position, but obviously teleport just throws a wrench into everything. We do see no more naval coming out, which I think is definitely the correct choice. Valor is going to keep moving that cruiser. So good things are coming out from Valor. Him and Frost are definitely have been kind of surprising me. Valor played in the 1v1 tournament we just had in March, and I think he did very, very well. I think he was top 6, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty hard to do, if we're being completely honest.
Well, teleport is definitely getting closer and closer. We see Fox expanding into a lot of energy.
Alright, 1 tank for 1 Shotja. That's not a bad trade. And the shields are actually holding, even with the bombing runs. The bombing runs aren't as well synced up, but now we do see it go down quite a bit. Nice defensive teleport from Fox Treallach. He really likes to do that on the Shotjas.
Well, that is a very effective way to regroup them since they're so awful on the retreat. They can't shoot. That is an awful lot of stacked up P shields.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of P shields for sure, and I mean, but still, it's going to come down to getting a really nice engagement here. That's a lot of Shotjas that can break through it.
And a good number of MMLs being pumped out now for Fox Treallach as well to try to help take down all those P shields.
Cruiser is still doing some work. It's gonna get taken out though by those bombers.
Well, nothing good lasts forever.
And another defensive teleport.
This MML is just... Oh, there he goes, okay. For a second it looked like he was just stalled out in the middle of the ocean there.
Yeah, Zadaika just has too much air, unfortunately. UEF air, man. Pretty strong.
Yeah, those P shields are nice, but they don't do anything to support the air, so... Really, I mean, what is Frost gonna do to win air from here? He needs way more support.
Look at that defensive teleport. Just going in for one shot, teleporting back out of Demolisher fire.
So I think we've kind of gotten to a point in this game where Valor and Frost have to be asking themselves, how do we win this game? Like, where do we go from here that gets us into a position where we can take out a commander and actually threaten to do that?
Well, it's not going to be like that. That was a wonderful synchronization by Cucumber.
Absolutely. And that's a really good engagement for Zadaika. Again, there's like no ground-based AA here to support this air fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can't really afford to do it.
He can't afford not to do it. He's going to lose his air again, third reset of the game, and the biggest one yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty big here.
I mean, he's definitely doing a lot of damage to that enemy air force, but there's just too much of it.
Yeah, you know, his air lived much longer than I expected it to be completely honest. But now there's just way too many bombers coupled with those Shajas, and another great synchronization will just completely end this army, I think. Teleport onto the onto the sea now. And yeah, this is the beginning of the end, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I think Valor and Frost played a very good game, very nicely planned game. But unfortunately, you know, UEF is a little better than Aeon in the air, and Aeon is just a little better in the hands of Fox in the land. So, and couple that with a great synchronization between Zadaika's bombers and Shaja fire, that is just absolutely incredible. And any team, I think, will struggle with that. But yeah, defensive teleport again, just as shields go down. And now there's even a pincer movement coming in from the behind.
From the behind.
From. All right, so that's stream, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Valor's gonna get sniped in a millisecond here.
I think that was a little longer than a millisecond. Your internal clock might
hyperbole,
be off.
Spiff. It's hyperbole. Meant to give you a sense of how utterly ridiculous this army is from Fox. GG
Yeah,
is
well.
called, and that means our Cucumber team will go on to the semifinals.
Valor and Frost put up a very good fight there, but yeah, just overwhelming force from Zadaika and Fox Treallach here.
Absolutely, very well played. They were going up against very good players, and I would not be ashamed of the result one bit, because I think they did absolutely put up a great fight. We'll be back very, very soon with the semifinals of the Serpent's Open Winter 2021 tournament. If you guys haven't yet, please check out the donation page. I'm matching all the donations for the prize pool of this tournament, and please donate below if you can, or just follow my channel or YouTube and I'll be very, very thankful. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.